Hello, it's me, Camila Rose, and welcome to your 2024 reading for the Virgos. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are going to get into all of the things that are going on for Virgos in 2024, and we're going to start with your card of the year. Hopefully we get one that's pretty easy. Sometimes they've been a little... Ooh, okay, well, we're not taking all of those, sorry. You might have a lot going on, Virgos, which can be exciting if you're needing some change, if you're needing some, adjustments in life. Ooh, yeah, you do. Your card of the year is the Death card. So there's going to be some transitions going on, some endings, Virgos. I'm here for it, though. I'm in support of this for you. I'm always going to support endings and transitions and things. Not all endings have to be horrible. They can be an ending of a not so great situation. So it could be leaving a room and space for something better to come along. So we're going to see what's ending for you in 2024, Virgos, and we're going to see kind of how this is going to play out for you. But what I take most from getting the card of Death for Virgos as your main card is to not hold on to things. Do not hold on to things that don't want to be in your life. Don't hold on to things that aren't working out. Like, let them go and let them move so you can get better. Even better, okay? So, we're going to do, page of wands, we're going to do each season, each quarter. So this is your first quarter. This represents first quarter, January, February, March. Page of wands. So there might have already been some endings that you've experienced. You're exploring. You're looking for excitement in those first 3 months. One more. Here we go. Okay, well, I guess we'll do that one too. And you actually got a fourth card, so I'm going to pull these over and take your fourth card with you as well. Hopefully, yeah, you can still see them all. Okay, so your theme for the first quarter is the Page of Wands. You're exploring, you're reaching out, you're looking for excitement. I think you're a little bored with life. At the beginning of this year. One, you have a lot of things that you'd like to have happen. You have a lot of passions you'd like to follow. You have a lot of fantasies you might like to have come true. It's like, look how they're looking at awe and like, oh my goodness, look at all of this that I could be having. Yeah, but here's the thing, like, these things are all just like cups. They're just all fantasies in the air until you make them real. You have the Justice in reverse. There may have been something that was unfair that has happened, that was imbalanced, that is getting thrown out of balance, and there are some conversations that you need to have happen. Like, it changes the way that you're viewing things pretty quickly, and you need to make a choice. You're going to end this first 3 months needing to make a decision, to make a choice, probably to get things back into balance and to figure out how to get that excitement back in your life, to actually follow through on what these dreams and these fantasies are, to make them real and not just cups in the sky. You're going to end that first quarter with a decision that needs to be made. Let's see what you have for your second quarter. Ooh, I love this. Yes. Oh, love this. Yes. Okay. Good energy for your second quarter. I need to move this over because it's going to take up all of my space. It's taking up too much space. Okay. Ooh, all right. Yes. Yes. I see. Okay, so we get King of Wands as your card for you're like really in this fiery energy, which honestly I'm here for. Because if people have been playing games with you, and the Justice card in reverse is giving people have been playing games with you, or you might have been a little unfair to some people, and you might have been a little harsh. Page of Swords. But Page of Swords is like a student card. It's like a neophyte. It is someone who's just learning, someone who's just figuring things out. So again, it's really giving more that there might have just been some unfairness going on, especially if you started something new, or if you were interested in like a new dream, a new new desires in your life. You wanted to explore, like you're a student of life here. You're a student in the world, like starting new classes and things like that. Like you have a decision to make. I think you're really wanting to step into a powerful position, or you may already be in a really powerful leadership position, but you want to take charge of your life for sure. And I think there's a little bit of a reluctance to take charge of your life. I'm not sure why, but part of this is where you have this decision that needed to happen towards the end of probably March. Towards the end of March, you're going to feel that spring semester as well. Spring season as well. But with this 5 of Swords here, we have this individual who's picking up there's been a battle that was lost, like they're mourning in the background, this individual's walking away. This guy looks kind of like, okay, like it's a little hard to read into his expression on this card, but he's picking up the swords from what's left of the battle. It's like you've had a hard decision to make. You've had some maybe some really not so great connections going on, some ways that you viewed the world that you've had to change, and now you're kind of picking up the pieces of this thought process, of this belief system, of how you're viewing things, and you're like, all right, like, is he picking up the swords in order to carry them back in case the battle isn't over? Is he picking up the swords to take them from the enemies? That's more 7 of Swords, but it's picking up the last of bits of the battle, Your mind has been really torn about this and a little back and forth about having to make this decision. But you're really wanting to secure this happiness, this joy, this stability in your home, and one that's filled with joy, And so there might be some issues on the home front as far as being on the same page, and having the same maybe ideals and morals. And values and kind of what you want to move forward with, and especially what you want to pursue overall in your life. You're coming out really strong here, and so you may be the dominating force, but there may just be maybe some pushback a little bit, and you're trying to just maintain that stability. You're trying to maintain that happiness. Ooh, the World card. You stepping into this position of power and really a strong position and stance towards things is really bringing you into a space where you're manifesting the life that you'd like to live. You're getting the world, and I think it comes from the fact that you're not going to let people perhaps bully you about how it is you need to be viewing things, or the decision that you're making about where it is you want to go with your life. You're really taking a stronger stance and hey, I need to be the victor with this. This is my mind. This is my thoughts. This is my direction. This is my life. And you deserve to be able to live a life where you feel excited and you feel eager to be at home, eager to spend time with others, eager. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to get the world. And so coming to this stance and taking this really strong mental I don't want to say capacity, just a mental aptitude, a mental state, a strong mental state is bringing you towards a lot more peace, a lot more stability, and actually getting you in this forward step. Now, the world, be mindful. So this is April, May, and June. The world is the final card in the Fool's journey. It is a sign of completion. It is a sign of a story, of a narrative, of something coming to an end. You went from a Page of Wands to a King of Wands. There's a really quick maybe cycle that happens in these first 6 months of 2024 that brings you to an end space. And it looks like it's leaving you open. Okay, drink something, because I'm I had to drink some tea just now. Doing these readings is a lot, but you're really coming at the end of this 6 months into a space that, may be the end of part of this cycle, and may be leaning towards this Death card that is your main card of the year. Let's see what's up for your 3rd quarter. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay. Legacy. We're thinking long term here. Maybe looking at the past. Maybe a little concerned about naivete. Okay. Alrighty. So, your 3rd quarter, we're looking at, okay. Right. So, you got the stability. You won, right? You won. You got to be the king a reluctant king, but you're still the king. You still might really not want to be tied down. You might want a little bit more freedom, but like, hey, like, you followed the path, you got to the end, right? And now you're standing here between these two wands, right there. Look at all these wands. You're standing there between these two wands with the world in your hand, literally. The world. The story is storying. The cards are carding. You have the world in your hand, and you're looking out. But look how small the world is. When really the world is so vast. The world is so big. There's always more to explore and to learn and to do and to see and people to meet. There may be a little bit of a desire now in this third quarter for expansion. For a push towards a little bit of boredom. A little bit of feeling complacent. A little bit of, dang, this is it. Like, I went through all of this. I got the power. I did the right stuff. I, like, followed my dreams. I, like, made stuff into reality. I made hard choices. I stood my ground and stood up for myself. And, like, I got the house. I got the car. I got the family. I got the world. I got the, you know, maybe you don't want any of that. Maybe you just got the job and you got the expense account and you got all this other stuff. You know, like, you got the world. Whatever the desires are, you got them. You know, and you had to take charge. Maybe more so than what you wanted, but you got it. And you came out on top. And now you're looking at, like, dang. There's a lot of anxiety that might be happening. Anxiety towards thinking about the past. Or anxiety, no. It's anxiety about the present. Because you're seeing the past through rose-colored glasses. More than likely, you're seeing when you have more freedom through rose-colored glasses, when you didn't have all this responsibility, when you didn't have the world in your hands and all the things you've achieved, you're seeing that through rose-colored glasses is such a happy, joyful, light, free time. This is like little kids and they're passing flowers to each other and all this, like, they're just like carefree. And there's anxiety that comes with a lot of power and high positions and things like that. But you're thinking about your legacy and you're like, I have to plant the seeds. I have to make sure that, you know, I have a legacy to leave behind. And you put those things together. So you still want to stay here. You still want to keep going. You still want to, like, be in this space where you're accomplished and where you're successful. But it's starting to kind of, the magical sheen around it, the gloss and the glimmer around it is starting to fade. But you're still in a space where you're successful. Things are working out. I think you're just getting now to be a little, you're going to start leaning towards feeling a little jaded. And it's the anxiety. It's the unwarranted fears. It's things like that. And it makes me want to say that to definitely take a look at the past. Not through rose-colored glasses, but honestly at the past. Were you truly as happy as you might be seeing yourself? Were you truly as free as you saw yourself? You didn't have the stability. You didn't have the joy. You didn't have the power then. You know, would you trade that for what you have now? Is that the legacy you want to leave? Like, have a realistic look at what was going on in the past. Because the anxieties and the fears that you're experiencing kind of come with the trade. Okay? Let's see what's going on with your fourth quarter. I think you're feeling a little bit better. I think you'll end up in a little bit of a better space in the fourth quarter. Yeah, okay. So, similar to the Leos, making sure this is in frame. Okay. Similar to the Leos, in this fourth quarter, you're going to be happy. But it's that superficial happiness. It's not like a really like in-depth. It's very much just like all this joy and fun and all this great stuff. Like, it's just continuing forth. You're going to be happy. It seems like maybe some of this stress might start to be a little, you know, relieved, probably because of how well things are coming together and how much of a like legacy and the joy that you'll feel in being able to manifest your long-term dreams and goals, or at least like make the investments to see that happening. Like, that's going to bring you a lot of peace and joy. It's going to bring you a lot of happiness. You may also start moving towards a new investment, a new focus. You may literally move, but like there's money in the hand. There's a literal, oh, let me move these up a little bit. There we go. Okay. There's a literal pentacle in the hand here. So there's like a new venture that's going to be coming up for you. I think it may also bring you a little bit more joy. There is going to be some mourning of the things that didn't work out. This is that Seven of Cups. That's right over here where it was like, you can't, like, you got to make all these things actually happen. You got to bring a little bit more balance to things and like actually move forward and make some choices. You have to make maybe some hard choices about what you have to leave behind. And in this fourth quarter, you're going to be doing some mourning of those things that didn't work out, that did have to be left behind. But overall, like again, you're still ending up with a 9 of Cups. You're still feeling happy with the choices that you've made. You're just going through a natural process of mourning and releasing and understanding that maybe a part of your life that could have happened didn't happen, and that, you know, it's time to look towards like what's next and what's to come. Again, moving into more of that space of where the King of Wands is a little bit more of a reluctant leader. He doesn't necessarily, he'd like to be a little bit more free. He doesn't mind being the leader. He wants to be in control. He's fire sign. He's the king of fire signs. He loves being able to be in control and be dominant and you know, like be able to like force his will upon others. But he'd really rather not have to be tied to this throne. He'd rather be up and around, you know, being able to move more freely. The Queen of Wands is much more comfortable with her position. She's sitting there. She's very open. Her arms are open, holding her sword, holding, I don't know what that is. Maybe another sword, something else, a wand. Oh, it's a sunflower. Holding this sunflower, like all these seeds of possibility, all this light that she's shining. And then like her legs are open. She's very like, open to what's to come, open to creation, open to arousal, open to like going after what she's interested in. She has her cats guarding her. She has her intuition and her wits about her. You're going to be in a much more comfortable space because this comes with acceptance. So it seems like when I look at this, that this Death card is really signaling more so like less of like a big ending. There doesn't seem to be any real big endings here. Big like, oh, like literal death or something like that. Or like, oh, I'm moving across the world, which you might. But like I'm just like really big and unexpected or anything like that. It's more so just an acceptance. It's acceptance of endings. It's acceptance of dreams unrealized. It's acceptance of love unpursued. It's acceptance of jobs that didn't work out. It's acceptance of what you had to let go of, the decision you had to make in order to get where you are now, that does leave you feeling happy and fulfilled, but it does come with having to let go of some things that could have been. So it's not a harsh reading, and I really enjoy that for you. And I think it's just a lesson to be learned. It's a life lesson. You love it, right? Let's get your outcome for 2024. I hope I didn't talk a big game and then like have a bunch of madness come out at the end. Let's see if we get anything else for you on this round. Okay, so your first three cards, Knight of Pentacles. You're really going after it. I'm very excited about this for you, Virgos, because you're really going after it. Like you're really, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to investments, when it comes to like that physical material realm, you going after it. You're going strongly after it. I think once you get to this space where you feel more comfortable with where you are and the decisions you've made, that frees up. And that's the thing about the Death card. It's transformation. And in transformation, it frees up energy. When you release, when you let go of energy that's been spiraling, looking at all of these cups that you could have, and you actually like make a decision and focus and like put forth that effort, put forth that grind, put forth that fire into these things. You focus your will. That's what the Wands is all about. It's that fire energy. It's the will of spirit. It's you saying, okay, I want this thing, right? Sagittarius energy. I have a target. I want this thing and I'm going to figure out the steps to get there and I'm going to make it happen. And once you focus your will and you go after that thing and you follow through on all the steps and you make it happen, that's that release of that energy that had to happen when it was just a little bit more uncentered, unfocused, as you were trying to make a decision about where it was you wanted to go and the decisions that you wanted to make. And then there's that acceptance that, you know, yeah, you didn't get everything. You weren't able to focus on everything, but you did get a lot of really great stuff. You are in a space where you're really happy and fulfilled. And now you're thinking about something new you can pursue. Yeah, you can't go back. You can't go back, but you can create new things. And now you're excited to create those new things. And I think one of the things with these new things, this new pursuit is that, and also the Knight of Pentacles. So depending on which like system you use, in some systems, it's the Page of Wands, it would be the Page of Pentacles. Oh, right here. Okay. It would be the Page of Pentacles, then the Knight of Pentacles, then the Queen and the King. But in other systems, it is the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is then bringing you back to like the next step, the next move. And the Pentacles are usually at the end of the like list, the rounds of the suites for the tarot. And so the Page of Pentacles would be bringing you right back, like that's the actual end of the cycle. Or the Knight of Pentacles would be the end of the cycle, bringing you back to the Fool. So like how we talked about how like this is the world and this is the end of that like major arcana cycle, moving you towards then the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Wands. I think it's Ace of Wands. Then we have like the Page of, or the Knight of Pentacles, depending on your system, moving you towards the Fool and jumping into something new, taking a chance, taking this, you know, like all the things that you've acquired and using that in order to propel you to your next step. But you are going to the High Priestess in this case. And so you're looking at doing some introspection. You're really needing to balance out your internal desires with your external world. You're needing to like go behind the veil a little bit and get into your unconscious and see what those unconscious drives are looking like and where they are wanting you to go. And that's going to be the key, the fuel to this next step. I'll get 2 more for your outcome. Okay. And okay. So we have a 7 of Wands in reverse and we have a 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So 7 of Wands in reverse. One, I think there's been an internal struggle that you've been having that's finally like coming to a close, coming to an end, Death card. And an internal struggle about maybe like your position in this leadership field. Perhaps you've been pushed into like mentorship. You've been pushed into education. You've been pushed into like counseling areas. Like you've been guiding, consulting, all those wonderful things. And maybe you were a little bit reluctant or torn about that. And so it seems like some of those defenses are going down and maybe you might be opening up a little bit to this, but it seems like more, if I get a 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it's giving to me that like you're not seeking out external guidance. You're really like looking towards yourself. So you're either not giving more external guidance or you're not looking to receive it. You are really going to be focusing on like, okay, like my own drive this time, focusing on me. I don't want to have to defend my decisions. I want to just be able to make my decisions and go. It is much more of a confident energy than it would be King of Wands. King of Wands is definitely going to be delegating because he don't want to be on that throne anyway. So he has a lot of advisors and other people's. A Queen of Wands would say like she's going to want to hear other people's opinions just to have a wide variety of insight, but she knows that like she's going to make the decision that she wants to make. You're in a much more confident space, even though you're doing a lot of this introspective work. And at the end of 2024, but it's really just because like if you're going to be focusing on, you're going to be saying like, hey, it's my way. I'm going to really go after what I want to invest in. You're going to need to know. You're going to need to know what that is. You're going to need to have that clarity. Okay. So like that's kind of like the purpose behind this. So it's a good year for you. It's a good year. It's an acceptance of like where you are and like what took you to get to this happiness and like enjoying that, appreciating that. Okay. All right. So we're doing bird oracles for 2024. So let's see what the bird oracle for 2024 is for our Virgos. If we can get one for you. There we go. Ooh, a duck. Alrighty. 9, that's an ending energy. Ending energy, the duck. Let's read what that one's about. I don't know much about ducks, so we'll see. I am duck, the complexity of emotion. I am the master of the undercurrents. I am the healing of the heart. I'm the surge of inner motivations. I'm telling you, it's this inner path that you're on this year. You need to be aware of what drives you. Okay? Like, I can't make this stuff up, all right? I can't make it up. And this is why I shuffle on screen, even though, like, the flipping of the cards and stuff like that might be annoying. Like, this is why I do it on screen, to show that, like, this is not pre-made. These are not pre-chosen. Like, I can't make this stuff up. You need to be aware of what drives you. What feelings are pushing you forward? Which ones are drowning your progress? I am a creature of navigational purpose. You have to learn when to dive deeper and when to dive deeper, you know, all of this right here, especially at the end, and when to skim the surface. That one's up there. I am the equalizer of polarities. Let yourself balance the rush of subconscious flow with the peace of equilibrium. Allow the experience of emotional catharsis, but do not forget to release the heavy entanglements. That's this fourth quarter right over here. Feel your responses, but do not become overwhelmed. See, that's what's happening. That's what's starting to happen in that third quarter is there's that feelings of anxiety, like this response to getting all these things, to getting the world and all of that. Like you're starting to have a heavy emotional response to it, even though you're setting down the things for legacy. And it's because you're looking at the past through rose-colored glasses. You start to do some of this more like healing and acceptance in that fourth quarter. Feel your responses, but do not become overwhelmed. I am progress. I am growth. There is great healing in the waters. You are cathartic. You are exploring the depths. You are fluidity. You are duck. Now I had to take a break. I had such intense, I've been doing a lot of reading, so my, voice is a little, but like that ending, I'm going to read it again. I know I got it for y'all, but I'm going to read it again. You are cathartic. You are exploring the depths. You are fluidity. You are duck. I think that this is such a moment of growth for you, a year of growth for you, Virgos. I think it is less of a negative ending and an ending related to you and the way that you've been viewing the world and the way that you've been operating in the world. And this space for transformation and growth to actually happen, for you to find joy and happiness, and to actually by creating this stability, by getting the world, I think you've seen that you actually want more. I think for so long you've wanted this desire, this really big goal and desire, this power, this ability to be safe, and to be in control, and to be strong, and to build this legacy. And then when you got it, it was like, dang, what, that's it? And I think you go on this adventure to get deeper into who you are, and into what you actually want, and in where you want to go next, in order to be more fulfilled, so that instead of being 9 of Cups, which is joyful and happy and peaceful, but it doesn't have a depth to it, you get the 10 of Cups. You get actual, the reality and the lived experience of that deep, rich fulfillment. And I think at the end of 2024, you're finding yourself on that path of what you need to invest in and go after in order to feel whole within yourself, not defensive, not, listening to others or under others' influence, just doing your own thing. So I love this for you, Virgos. That's going to be it. That's going to be your 2024 general reading. We're going to get into your relationships, and we're going to do a money reading for your next one. So in your next reading, we will do singles, couples, and your money story for 2024. If you would like some assistance in being able to find this path, to do this shadow work, to support you in this time of transition over the next year, I do have coaching services and I do shadow work services, and I'm happy to help you out. So the link for that is going to be in the description. I love you. Have a good one. Oh, also, if you would like to see Virgo videos become more of a thing more frequently on this channel, comment down below that you would like to see them added to the monthly rotation. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye.